As communities grow and technologies advance, governments and individuals around the globe are embarking on some of the most astounding construction projects ever made. These projects and their construction are so expensive and require billions of dollars to be built, rightfully earning them the title of Megaprojects. Welcome to this channel. Today, we will be talking about the top 10 largest megaprojects in the world, including one of the most luxurious casinos in the world, located along the Singaporean coast. Elon Musk's vision of a world full of sustainable Gigafactories, a 110-mile linear city in the Saudi desert, the largest water park ever constructed, and the site of the planet's soon-to-be tallest waterslide. Number 10. The Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur were built between 1998 and 2004. The Malaysian Twin Towers were the tallest buildings in the world at 1,483 feet, only 33 feet higher than the Sears Tower in Chicago, which then became the second or possibly third tallest building in the world. The Petronas Towers are the tallest twin skyscrapers on Earth and home to National Petroleum Limited, a Malaysian oil and gas company, commonly referred to as Petronas. The $1.6 billion towers also feature the world's highest two-story bridge between the 41st and 42nd floors. You can head up to the observation deck on the 86th floor for an even better view of the Malaysian skyline. Argentinian-American architect Cesar Pelli went with a distinctive postmodern style, aiming to build a 21st century icon for Kuala Lumpur. Given that Islam is the official religion of Malaysia, Pelli combined Muslim architectural and design principles to create a structure that oozed Malaysian culture. Number 9. Singapore decided to join the casino game in the mid-2000s. They recently lifted a 40-year ban on gambling in the hopes of boosting tourism and the local economy. Many world-famous names competed for one of two spots, including MGM Mirage and Wynn Resorts. In the end, Las Vegas Sands, which owns the Venetian Casino Resort in Las Vegas, won the first of two spots due to their vision of a $3.2 billion gambling and entertainment district called the Marina Bay Sands. They put up nearly $4 billion to invest in the project, on top of the $1.2 billion paid for the 6 million square foot site. But due to labor shortages and increasing material prices, the entire development cost was estimated to be 8 billion Singaporean dollars, or approximately 6.8 billion US dollars. It was called the most expensive standalone resort property ever constructed. But unlike some mega project ideas, the Marina Bay Sands has a 2,500-room hotel, a 1.3 million square foot conference center, a mall, a museum, and several celebrity chef restaurants. While the casino floor is a gambler's paradise, with 500 tables and 1,600 slot machines, it has a sky park, which is a 1,100-foot skyway that connects all three buildings and allows you to dive into the infinity swimming pool while admiring the Singapore skyline. Number 8. It was designed as a $100 billion luxury metropolis, a living utopia on Earth. But as of today, Forest City, Malaysia is a ghost town with deserted high-rises and empty roadways. A Chinese development firm called Country Garden announced intentions to create the massive city in Johor Bahru in 2006. According to Bloomberg, the Malaysian government saw how successful Singapore was with tourism and wanted to cash in. The initial idea presented by Malaysia was to construct a new metropolis near the causeway connecting Singapore and Malaysia. Country Garden came in with their $100 billion Forest City idea, which included the construction of artificial islands a few hundred yards off the Singaporean shore. Country Gardens sold the dream of luxury apartments, hotels, offices, and golf courses. Eager Chinese investors invested hundreds of dollars in the upcoming apartments. Developers expected that 700,000 people would quickly relocate to the new city, but as of 2019, only 500 people were calling it home. Number 7. Imagine you're sailing down the Red Sea between Saudi Arabia and Egypt when you notice your image in a 110-mile mirror. Then you realize that's not a mirror. Instead, it's a 1,600-foot tall, 660-foot wide, 110-mile-long building with another running parallel on the other side. This is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Neom project, also known as The Line. Some may call it the sustainable city of the future. The $725 billion metropolis will be powered entirely by renewable energy. There will be no vehicles. Instead, the MBS envisions a high-speed underground railway that could transport you from end to end in 20 minutes. These buildings will ideally accommodate approximately 9 million people. MBS claims it will use data models to find ways to improve the city, and the line will stay under the watchful eye of AI. It's all part of a project dubbed Vision 2030, which seeks to make the oil-rich country the global leader in sustainable innovation. Number 6. Elon Musk claims that when the Gigafactory in Reno, Nevada is finished, it will have the world's largest footprint of any building. Counting its numerous levels, it is larger than the Great Pyramid, the Empire State Building, and the Burj Khalifa combined. It's 15 million square feet. However, all of it will be powered by renewable energy. According to Tesla CEO Elon Musk's calculations, it would take 100 gigafactories around the globe to power the entire planet with sustainable energy. Unfortunately, the present Gigafactory in Nevada is only about 30% complete. Tesla finally revealed its intentions to expand the factory in 2022, but a full-scale structure remains a distant dream. Number 5. Jubail, Saudi Arabia, was once a small fishing village on the Persian Gulf. It was full of deserted suburbs until the mid-1970s, when an American engineering firm called Bechtel Corporation broke ground on the world's largest industrial city, spanning more than 687 square miles upon completion. The new site contributed to about 7% of Saudi Arabia's total GDP at the turn of the millennium. The Saudi royal family chose to expand operations in Jubail, and Jubail 2 was born. Many consider it to be the world's largest civil engineering undertaking. Jubail 2 aimed to double the city's original size. The project provided housing for 120,000 new residents and constructed a brand new 18,000-student university. Today, Jubail 2 is a significant participant in the global energy market. The Jubail 2 project employs 20,000 workers per month, and $4 billion has been invested in infrastructure, including water and waste facilities and utilities. Another $18 billion will go toward building the expansion itself. The project is so large that it has been divided into 4 phases over 22 years. Number 4. Lucille is the second largest city in Qatar. If you watch the 2022 World Cup Finals, you might recognize Lucille Stadium. It is the largest of its kind in the Middle East. The Qatari government built the Lucille and 7 other stadiums specifically for the World Cup, costing about $6.5 billion. Some experts estimate Qatar spent some $200 billion over 12 years to make the World Cup happen in the first place. According to Bloomberg, a chunk of that change went toward building Lucille City, a megaproject that cost some $45 billion. The area was still a desert when Qatar won the World Cup bid in 2010. Lucille will house approximately 450,000 people, including 250,000 residents, 190,000 office workers, and 60,000 retail employees. Number 3. The Blue Nile River is one of the Nile's 2 main branches. It flows north from Lake Tana in Ethiopia, through Sudan, and into Egypt, for about 1,600 miles. In early 2010, Ethiopia announced plans to construct a $5 billion dam on the Blue Nile. The project was originally called the Millennium Dam, but builders eventually decided on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The dam's purpose was to provide ample electricity to Ethiopia, a country that had 60% of its people living in darkness prior to the dam's construction. Ideally, the dam will produce so much power that Ethiopia will be able to sell electricity to neighboring countries, such as Sudan and Egypt. The dam is Africa's largest hydropower dam and rates among the top 20 in the world. Number 2. The United Kingdom decided it was time to expand its nuclear energy capabilities. And after some negotiations and financial discussions, the idea for Hinckley Point C was born, joining the ranks of Hinckley Points A and B. At the time, Hinckley Point B was the most productive nuclear power plant in the United Kingdom, but it closed in August 2022 due to old age. Fortunately, plans for Hinckley Point C were already in the works, plans that now cost £25 billion. The initiative is being spearheaded by EDF, a French energy company. They hope to have the facility up and running by 2025. According to the BBC, the limited number of workers permitted on site during COVID cost the project more than 500,000 days of crucial work. between 2020 and 2021. When completed and paid for, Hinckley Point C's twin-unit reactor will be capable of producing 3,260 megawatts of low-carbon energy for the next 60 years. Number 1. The Yangtze River is the heart and soul of China. Nearly one-third of China's population lives along the river basin or its tributaries and depends on it every day. But as it stands, northern China's more industrialized and arid areas battle with dry rivers and limited water access. It's been that way for a long time. But in the 1950s, Mao Zedong proposed a huge engineering project that could solve China's water crisis in a matter of years. The plan was to construct 3 canal networks, one in the east, one in the west, and one in the middle. Politics and controversy held the project in the planning stages for nearly 50 years. Construction began in 2003 and is anticipated to take another 50 years to complete. It was estimated to cost $62 billion. The South-North Water Transfer Project will divert 44.8 billion cubic meters of water yearly to drier regions in northern China once the project is completed. It will also connect China's 4 major rivers. If everything proceeds as planned, water diverted from the Yangtze River near Yangzhou will travel east along existing channels to the Weishan Mountains of Shandong. The central path will divert water from the Han River to flow up to Beijing after crossing the Yellow River via a tunnel. They wanted this path completed in time for the Olympic Games in 2008. Thank you very much for watching the video, folks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.